Hey everybody, welcome to another Monday's Minutes. This is Ron Howard, Joe Powell from Extreme Sequences, and today I have a doozy, and it's somewhat symbolic and somewhat kind of nostalgic because this effect I want to talk about and I want to share with you, and I want to show you some cool things, and it's evolution. Now, Sean Meighan made this effect in 2015. I believe the release was 2015.60, so long time ago. And this has gone through some iterations, but the latest iteration has really gotten me pretty excited for what I'm going to show you. And there's some really cool things that I think if you're into sequencing or you're into making effects and you just want to take your style and elevate it, I think this tutorial's for you. Let's begin. Okay, so I have up here our lovely little effect. This is ripple. So you drag this down to the timeline somewhere and you just drag it out and there you go. Now with ripple, this has been around for a while, like I said, and so I'm just going to go with red, and this is on the matrix. It's a P5 panel matrix, and we have some choices for what we can use. Now the typical ripple effect gives us choices at the top with a little drag down. Now you'll see that it says draw style old. So this goes back to, I believe, when it was born, and we have some things that we can do, such as circle, square, triangle, star, tree, candy cane, crucifix. But there's one that's brand new that just happened, and that is going to be SVG. Now there's another effect that's now employing the use of SVG, but it's broken, so I'm not going to show you that until it's fixed, and that's using the VU meter with SVG. So what is SVG? SVG is basically like an outline, a vector file, you might say, shapes. And when you see these shapes here that are built in, these objects, those are basically like SVGs. Maybe they are, I don't know, maybe they're just coded in there. But if I choose SVG, I can now browse to it, except for one thing. And hopefully xLights will change this so that if you choose SVG, it automatically changes the draw style from old to something else. So if we click on lines outward, now I can probably use the SVG by clicking on it, and now we see the red bar which tells us where is it, what is it, and we can click on browse, and I will browse to my desktop where I know I have some SVG files. I have a wolf and I have a star. So let's go with the star. I'm sort of a symmetrical kind of fella, so here's our star. Folks, if these tutorials are helping you along your xLights journey, consider subscribing to the channel and smash that thumbs up. I certainly appreciate it. It does help the channel so that I can continue making these videos for you to help you navigate the often curious and somewhat confusing waters we call xLights. It continues to evolve and grow, which is a beautiful thing, but it also does create some complication if you don't keep up with it. This looks pretty good, but we could do that with a lot of things. So I'm going to just say right off the bat, this is boring. Okay. So let's give it some fun. We can change the number of ripples. We can change the outline thickness and make it really thin. We can change the spacing. You have all these things you can do to start really bringing this to life. Okay. We have a cycle count. How many times do you want it to cycle? There we go. That's good. We can even rotate it. Okay, so we can just put it at an angle, or we can use a value curve to get it to rotate for us. And let's just use that one. And now we have a lovely rotate. Beautiful. Okay. And the scale decides how far it's going to scale out. So maybe we don't want it to scale too far out. Good, good, good. Not only that, we have twists. Look what happens when I apply this. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Looky, looky what we got here. Now that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'd say there's some, well, I don't want to say there's a lot thought that went in this, but I would say there's a lot of features that were added. Anytime you can add value curves to anything, life gets better. And this is where I see people that sequence, I see whether they're really putting thought into their sequence or not. When I see things like this, we have our velocity. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. We have our direction. And of course, one of my favorites is 3D. Now, typically when I'm going to use 3D, I'm probably going to thicken it up just a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm going to turn that off. Maybe I'm going to go back over here and bring this outline down just a little bit. Okay. So let's say that's something I like. Or if we don't, we can always change it. We can always turn off the velocity. I sort of do really like that quite a bit. All right, that's just one thing. Now imagine having access to many, many shapes. So if you Google free SVG, you will get to various websites that will give you access to a ton of shapes. So if you're looking for a gargoyle, you're looking for some creepy creep, you're looking for something nostalgic, something Christmassy, something faith-based, those shapes all exist, and you can bring them right into here and go to town, let xLights start manipulating these images, these shapes, and then we get to have fun. And I'll give you an example of some fun I had the other day, and that was this right here. I put an effect on top and I started playing with my layer blending, and next thing you know, I get this cool effect here that I think looks pretty neat. That's just really cool. And then I was playing and I did this. And at some point I'll do a tutorial on playing with layer blendings and layer settings, but I want to keep this one fairly short. The beautiful thing here is Sean Meighan, I think, who I have a ton of respect for, had insight to something that was going to change the way light shows would forever be. And looking back at a tool he created so long ago, and to see how the evolution has taken it to yet another level as a sequencer, that's just exciting. It's just really exciting. So get your Ripple on, put it in the timeline, and start experimenting and make your sequences better. You can do it. I have faith in you. All right, this has been Monday Minutes. All right, real quick. Hey, I have some announcements. I have some classes coming up that you may be very interested in. I will be in New Jersey on the west side. I will be somewhere, possibly Cherry Hill or the Mount Laurel area, giving a 2-day hands-on xLights course. If you're a beginner, this is a great class for you. If you've been doing shows with xLights for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, this is a great class for you. You will gain a ton out of this that you probably didn't think you would or could. If you go to the website, christmasexpo.com, you can click in the event info. In the drop down, you'll see Spotlight Workshops. You'll see that there's Lightorama, there's a Holiday Lighting Installer Business Workshop, and then there's mine. You click on it and you register. And the workshop details are listed. You will gain a ton out of this. I've gotten great feedback from my Utah class. Spotlight class in New Jersey is on May 22nd and May 23rd. So that's coming up pretty quickly. That's it. I hope to see you in class. You take care.